my name is Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer, and I am so excited to launch my channel. This is my very first pick a card reading. I am a psychic medium, a spiritual coach, Reiki master, and an intuitive tarot card reader. And my hope is that through this channel, as well as my website, odessamal.com, and my other social media channels, that I will be able to utilize my psychic abilities to help all of you awaken, heal, align, and grow. We are all here on this earth, walking through life, learning lessons, and expanding our soul. Some of those lessons are very uplifting and positive, and some of them can be really challenging. So if I can use my psychic abilities to help you connect with your spirit guides and your ancestors, or even possibly increase some of your own psychic abilities, I am all in. So I'm really excited. Today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading all about your love life. What I'd like to get into is figure out what lessons you're currently learning in love and how you can align with your true love. So I've got 3 cards in front of me as well as 3 crystals. I've intuitively selected these cards. I have no idea what they are. So I'm going to give you guys a moment to select your pile, and all of the timestamps are below. So pile number 1 is this card that's partnered with the strawberry calcite. Strawberry calcite is connected to your heart chakra, which is located in the center of your chest at about the same level as your natural heart. And strawberry calcite really helps promote optimism and positivity, more love, and it also helps us boost our sexual energy. Pile number 2 is partnered with blue kyanite, which is connected to your throat chakra, located at the base of your throat in between your collarbones, and it promotes us speaking our truth so that we can be honest with others about who we are and what our needs are. And then group number 3, or pile number 3, is partnered with lepidolite. This is one of my favorite crystals. It is for your third eye, which is located on your forehead in between your eyebrows. That's the place or the chakra that helps you to connect with your psychic abilities and your spirit guides, so you can get intuitive messages that will help you to walk forward on the most abundant path. So take a minute. When I'm selecting a pile for myself, what I like to do is sort of meditate on the cards for a moment. I'll close my eyes, envision the cards in my mind, and then just wait to see what happens. Sometimes I see a flash of a particular color that will indicate which card I'm supposed to pick. Sometimes I actually will see in my mind's eye one of the cards lifting up off of the table. I try and pick my pile based on what my guides are leading me towards versus what I prefer aesthetically. That's just my preference. There's no right or wrong way to pick your pile, but it is a great opportunity for you to practice your psychic abilities. So I'll give you guys a moment to select your pile, and I will see you in a moment. Welcome back, group number 1. So let's get into your card. So this card is going to be telling me information about your current lessons that you're learning in love, and it's also going to be giving me some indications of what you need to be doing in order to fall into alignment with your true love and start that new cycle. So let's see what it is. Strength. Okay, so there is a lot of information that is coming to me from this card. Strength is a card that talks obviously about having strength, but that can manifest in a lot of different ways. This card often talks about having the ability to persuade people or influence them to see things from your point of view or to potentially meet your needs. The figure, this goddess on the front of the card, is very gently soothing the wild beast. Now, the wild beast can be a representation of a physical person. It can be a representation of a situation. But ultimately, it is saying that you have the strength inside yourself and the confidence in who you are and what you need to be able to effectively communicate that to others. Now, this can also be talking about having the ability to see past your ego self. We all have an ego, and the concept of the ego was first brought forward in psychology by Sigmund Freud, but basically it is the idea of the constructed self. So it is our concept of who we are based on all of the events that have taken place in our life, as well as the judgments of others around us, including our family and friends, and our own perceptions of ourselves. And that can be positive and negative. And part of why we're here, and when I say here, I mean living this life, being embodied on earth, is so that we can learn lessons. And we learn lessons through all kinds of different ways, through events that take place in our life, through interactions with different people. And a lot of the really heavy lessons do come through love. So learning who we are in our soul, in our heart, and being able to sort of shed the ego and not be affected by the opinions of others is a really valuable lesson in love that ultimately will help us to align with people and situations that really fill our cup versus egoic kind of relationships or interactions where it's all about facade and face value. So I'm getting a lot from this card, right? So let's get into some of these other decks that I have. Or actually, I think I'm going to stick with the Moon Baby Tarot that the Strength card is from. This is my new favorite deck. I'm absolutely in love with it. This is a Kickstarter that I was able to get in April. The Moon Baby Tarot is a reimagined version of the original Hoi Polloi deck from 1972. And it's been updated with new colors as well as a new font that is awesome. It's very modern, but it's also like totally true to the 1970s aesthetic. And if you're interested in seeing the deck, I just did a walkthrough of this, so I'll put the link below and you can check that out if you're interested. So let's get an idea of what you're currently experiencing in love. What is group number 1 currently experiencing in love? What is group number 1 currently experiencing in love? Okay. So in this new version of the Hoi Polloi, there are 2 strength cards because in the original 1972 version, they didn't follow the number sequence the same as the Rider-Waite decks. So there's 2 versions, and I have obviously left both of them in the deck because Strength just came out again. You got the 10 of Pentacles, the Devil, Ace of Cups, the Lovers, Queen of Swords, 4 of Swords, and the Fool. All right, so what I am seeing right now is an extension of what we were just talking about, actually. So basically, the life lesson that you are working through right now for love is you finding your inner strength so that you can speak your truth and move forward on a new path, start a new journey. You did receive the Strength card again, so they're reinforcing all of the things I said before. Then you got the Two of Pentacles, which is talking about balance. It's also talking, there's an infinity symbol here. So this is talking to me about you repeating cycles, going through, basically it's a new person, new relationship, same problems. It's like you ask yourself, like, how does this keep happening to me? How can I possibly be falling into the same traps over and over and over again? And I think that you're dating people that at face value seem like they're totally unique. They're different from each other. But ultimately, they're all driven by the same motivations. And the motivations are rooted in the 3D. You got the Devil, which is talking about being tied to our ego, being tied to material needs, being tied to the opinions and the praise of others. And ultimately, that does not bring fulfillment, because you end up giving away all of your power to another person. And I think that that's been cycling through in your life over and over and over again. And ultimately, all you want is to have a balanced relationship with someone who is going to give you a full cup. You got the Ace of Cups. You are, I just heard, empath. So you are an empath. You are a very emotionally sincere person who truly would give the shirt off your back for another person. I do think that you like nice things and you like to experience, I'm hearing different things, like you like nice restaurants, you like to travel, you like to have nice clothes, you like to look good. I'm hearing social media, you like to have a nice feed, and you like to be part of a group as well. You like to be part of a community. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That is natural. We all survive based on the interactions that we have with others, right? Our community is our backbone. We need that. But when we override what our intuition is telling us, and we override what our heart is calling us to do so that we can meet the expectations of another, you end up with an empty cup, right? Because you're giving, and who's giving back to you? The people that you're connected with are only thinking about what others are thinking. And in the beginning, when you first meet them, you're fresh and new and exciting, and your praise and the attention that you give to that person is intoxicating to them. But as time goes by, it's like they're not getting their fix anymore, if that makes sense. It's like you're not enough, and you probably have ended up feeling that way. And it's not a failure on your part. It's the fact that these people that you're connected with don't love themselves. They don't love themselves, therefore they can never love another person unconditionally. There's always going to be a price tag, and the price tag is I need you to tell me that I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, that I'm handsome enough, or I'm beautiful enough, or that I'm creative enough, and I'm talented enough. And as an empath, you are more than willing to do that because you understand that it's a partnership. You wanted balance, but these people don't know how to do that. So you fill their cup, and then over time, you're more and more and more and more and more depleted. But there is opportunity for you to break this cycle. You have the opportunity to fill your own cup. Divorce yourself from this, leave this kind of cycling in the past. And sometimes breaking cycles can be very painful. It can be very difficult because that means that we have to be willing to walk away from people that we truly have genuine feelings for. You truly do love this person, but sometimes we have to recognize that loving ourselves and loving them enough to step back so they can learn their lessons is more powerful than continuing on the treadmill. Because if nothing ever shifts and changes, no one will ever end up learning the lesson and breaking free. You know, like sometimes we're with somebody to have an experience that will give us an epiphany and not because it's meant to be forever. You have it meant to be forever. That's what this whole reading is about. But it's not this person. It's not this person. You have a soul contract with them? Absolutely. Absolutely. You might have heard of twin flames. You might be feeling quite drawn to this person. Like how can I feel so strongly for this person and they're not meant to be? And I'm getting goosebumps. And when I get goosebumps, my guides are telling me that what I am saying is extremely significant and it is most likely resonating with you. You are feeling extremely drawn to this person, and there is a reason for that. Twin flames are intense unions. I personally don't believe that it is what has a lot of, I've seen a lot on social media talking about how twin flames are your other half, your counterpart, the other half of your soul. I want you to know there is no other half to your soul. You are totally complete and perfect on your own. A twin flame is a union where two people come together and agree, two souls I should say, come together and agree that they will help each other learn the equal yet opposite lesson. It's not based on karma. Whereas a karmic relationship has sort of the same flavor as a twin flame, like it is painful and there's yo-yoing and back and forth roller coaster of emotions, but that's based on trying to balance negative and positive karma. A twin flame feels the same, but the two souls agreed to help each other learn these lessons because you have such a strong soul bond on the other side. There is no negative karma to balance. It was a union that you agreed on due to pure love. But it doesn't mean that it's meant to be forever. Like I said, it's about learning the equal yet opposite lesson, right? Like this Two of Pentacles. You are teaching your partner that they need to value another person as much as they value their own needs and wants. And this other person is teaching you that you need to value yourself as much as you value others. Two very important lessons that we all have to learn at some point in the evolution of our soul. So you don't have to look at them with regret or anger or hate. You can thank them and still move forward because the future is a divine counterpart, a love relationship that is sanctioned by source, that is being orchestrated by your guides, your angels, your ancestors, and you will be brought together in the most unexpected way. But to get to that point, you need to be willing to fill your own cup. And at this point in time, you might not know how to fill your own cup, and that's totally normal. That is completely makes sense. And what your guides are encouraging you to do is take time on your own. The Four of Swords is talking about taking time out to rest, relax, meditate, recuperate. You have been through a war. This has been emotional warfare, and that requires time and energy to recover from. You need to understand that anything that is meant for you will never pass you by. You will not miss out on your true love. You can't. It's your destiny. It's orchestrated by God. You can't miss out on that. But what you can do is end up delaying it and causing yourself a lot of pain and suffering as a result of trying to catch an opportunity that hasn't presented itself to you yet. So you could end up going out on a whole bunch of dates and meeting a whole bunch of people that are exactly the same as the person you were in a relationship prior that was part of this devil energy, and then feeling so like defeated by love because you just keep encountering the same people. But to break the spell, if you will, you need to completely step back from love. Step back from it. Allow yourself to recuperate. Allow spirit to come in and give you direction. There is a reason that the hand is coming out of a cloud, offering the cup. The dove is coming down from heavens, delivering messages. It's overflowing with water, which is all about the emotional body, psychic intuition. You will be guided in the right direction, but you have to have faith that you are being cared for. And when you start to pause and you meditate and you relax, now you can meditate in a whole bunch of different ways. It doesn't mean that you have to meditate in a traditional sense where you quiet your mind and you're in complete, silence. I never started meditating that way. I started meditating by going on walks around my neighborhood and listening to nature, doing things to pay attention to my environment that I had sort of overlooked before because I was so busy worrying about the things that weren't working out. I took time to have baths, salt baths, to detoxify my system and recalibrate and relax. And I started to invest my time in rediscovering my passions. So going back to hobbies and different things that I had sort of fallen away from when I was investing in relationships, and I rediscovered things that I had forgotten that I really loved. And those things were kind of like breadcrumbs leading me down a path that led me to a life that was full of love and joy, that connected me with people that I would refer to as like kindred spirits that were really on the same journey. They were on the same journey of self-discovery, figuring out who they are and what they want, and that is going to be your path as well. You will find your own truth. The Queen of Swords is somebody who understands what her needs are and is able to effectively communicate them. She speaks with truth as well as compassion, which connects perfectly with this Strength card, right? That is the major lesson that you need to be learning in order for you to connect with your true love. And ultimately, when you find your own truth and you have the strength and power of the Queen of Swords to broadcast that to everyone around you, you will start a new cycle, a new journey. The Fool is the beginning of a new journey that is full of optimism and one where you trust that everything is going to work out in your favor. The Fool really has faith that there is a plan here, that something is at work around you, and that you just have to take those steps forward. You might only have 2 or 3 steps illuminated to you. That is often how it works. And you just have to allow yourself to have faith. Listen to your body. You know, like my eye is being drawn to this calcite crystal again. What is your heart telling you? If you feel sick in your stomach or you feel like a tightness in your chest at any point when you're making these decisions, pause. Go back to the Four of Swords. Pause. Meditate. Think about it until you feel a warmth. You know, when you're on the right track, you will know it. You will know it. So let's get a couple of cards now, just sort of get an idea of, you know, what this future love is going to be like. You know, you've got a path that is set in front of you of the steps you need to take to move into this new cycle. You know, release the old, you know, embrace who you truly are. At least embrace the opportunity to give yourself the time to figure out who you are, and then follow your intuition that's going to guide you on this, you know, journey of self-love and exploration that eventually brings you into union with a counterpart who has already gone through those lessons as well, right? They are probably on the exact same path as you. You know, every step you take forward, they take that same step as well, until finally you are at the same vibration and you are ready to meet, and your guides bring you together in an unexpected way. So can my guides and angels please tell me a little bit about what this union, this true love union, will be like for group number 1? All right. That's too many cards. Okay. All right. So, okay. So you got back and forth, milestone, the sacred temple, and the vast universe, and your higher self. Oh my God. I'm so excited for you guys. This is amazing. So this back and forth card is talking about how there is going to be balance. There will no longer be this back and forth. I'm not sure where I stand in this relationship. Do they love me? Do they not? Why does it have to be hard? It doesn't have to be hard. It did when you were learning this lesson, right? But you are ready to release these old patterns. You know in your heart that you want something better for yourself and that you deserve better. You deserve better because you are this infinite being who has had lifetimes of experience learning how to love others. Like I was saying before, you are an empath. Don't ever think that that's by accident. You worked so hard in past lives for you to see things from a higher perspective, to see things from other people's point of view, to understand how to love somebody unconditionally, because that is the power of empathy. For you to be able to see beyond the limitations that another has constructed around themselves and see all of their potential. Now, the power of that gift, which is a psychic gift, is to be able to use that to see yourself as well. And that's what your higher self is going to help you to do. The higher self is the accumulation of all of our past life experience. It is the part of our soul that remembers everything, that knows that you are a powerful force to be reckoned with. And you have the sacred knowledge. You've got the sacred temple. So you definitely have strong intuitive abilities that I think probably really resonate with various spiritual practices. I think that maybe if you're not already involved in, like I was saying, meditation or some other spiritual practice, there will be information that comes forward to you as you're working through releasing sort of this old cycle. And it's going to open you up to the vast universe. The vast universe is talking about like the Akashic records. It's talking about the record of all of the things that you've done before. The Akashic records is the record of everything that's ever been in existence or ever will be in existence. It's actually how I gain a lot of my psychic information, because I am not only tapping into what my guides are telling me, but I'm also tapping into the Akashic records. That's what allows me to have insight into your situation without necessarily meeting you. Because that vibration of energy that holds all that information is around us at all times, and you can tap into that as well. I'm really strongly getting the feeling like you have practiced abilities in a formal sense, I think, spiritually speaking, in past lives with various cultures. So I don't know, Tibet just came to mind. I'm seeing images of India. Ganesh is coming forward. Any of those things might resonate with you. I am seeing what looks like a birch bark canoe, and it has a red dot on the front. So you might have been part of an indigenous community in the past. That might resonate with you. You might be part of an indigenous community right now that would connect with you. All of those spiritual practices are valuable. They are valuable to help us to sort of understand ourselves on a deeper level. So going back and learning about other cultures not only helps you to understand what's going on in the world and how other people experience life, but it might trigger things in your own mind about your past life experience that will sort of guide you down a road of a deeper understanding. So what I mean by that is you might have had blockages, if you will, that are difficult for you to move past, and you don't understand why you feel a particular way, why you have a fear possibly of public speaking. Well, understanding culturally what you experienced in a past life might make it easier to understand why you have a fear in this life. So that would be my suggestion, especially with the recommendation from your guides to get into more meditation. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that you need to participate in those same practices in this life. What I'm saying is learn about them, and then reevaluate and see where you want to go from there. It's going to bring you rewards. You got the milestone card, which is talking about you being able to pull forward some of those gifts from the past. Like, it's almost like I'm seeing a key go into a lock, and it's opening up gifts and doorways in your own mind, things that you, I think, have a sense of them. I think that you probably have different things. For some reason, I'm getting the feeling like you have a dream and you wake up and you're like, I was doing something in a dream and it was like second nature. And, I'm being brought back to the canoe. Like, maybe it was canoeing where you feel very peaceful around water. The canoe might not be a symbol that is specifically talking about a past life experience. The canoe is also a symbol of going on a journey, and we're all going on journeys. That's what life is all about, but it's connected with water, so it's this emotional journey. So it looks like through all of this, you are going to end up in a relationship with somebody who is extremely balanced, understands your sacredness, has a deep connection with their own higher self, understands the vastness of the universe. I think also understands, has their own spiritual beliefs and practices that you guys are going to share together. I feel like it's like I'm seeing two pieces of a quilt being like sewn together. It's going to give you comfort and warmth, and it's going to be a unique partnership between the two of you. So very, very, very exciting. Let's get one last card, and I would like my guides to give me one last card. What is going to be the overall energy of this future love? Oh, you got two cards and I love them. Oh my God. Your union is going to embody healing and friendship. Oh my God, I could just start crying. That is so beautiful. This union is you are truly going to be friends. And I think that you might actually start off as friends, that it might be that you meet through your interests. Again, it just really feels like it has something to do with you expanding on your abilities. It could be in a spiritual sense. You become friends, or maybe you meet through friends, but they are gonna be your best friend, your ally, and through your union together, you are going to be healed. All of this pain from the past is going to dissolve. It is going to flow away from you, and you're going to be able to release and see things from a different perspective so that you feel like it was all worth it. It really will. It's going to all be worth it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. It was such a pleasure doing this, and I'm so excited for you know, your future. This is incredible. If you are interested in working with me one-on-one, I do private readings. You can book a reading with me, or an energy healing, or a spiritual coaching session. All through my website. It's odessamall.com, and the link is below. I do not contact anyone outside of my website, so if you want to book with me, you will have to go through my online platform. And all my social media links are also listed below. If you guys want to follow me, I would love that. That would be amazing. If you enjoyed the reading and you want to give me a like or subscribe, that would be amazing as well. This was such a thrill, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day or evening, whatever time it is that you're watching this. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Take care. Welcome back, group number 2. Okay, so we're gonna look at your card. This card is representing your current energies in love. It can be telling me information about the lessons that you're currently learning in love. It can also give me indications on what your future will be like with your divine counterpart, what your future love energies are going to be. So let's take a look at what the card is. Oh, good card. You got the World. So this is a card that's talking about completion, the end of an old cycle, moving into more abundance. It's talking about integration. This card can also be talking about travel. So this is a really good position to be in. It's showing me that you've definitely done a lot of work. You are near the end of an old love cycle, and that can go a number of different ways. That could mean that you are completing a cycle in love where you are ending a relationship, but it could also mean that a relationship is evolving to the next level. So let's pull some more cards and see what your current love situation is. I'm going to continue working with my Moon Baby Tarot. I've had this for about a month now. I absolutely love it. It's probably my favorite deck. I was really lucky and I was able to get in on the April Kickstarter for this deck. It is a new version of the original 1972 Hoi Polloi Tarot. The aesthetic is very 1970s. The colors have been updated and the font has been updated to a font that's true to the period, but also more modern. And if you're interested in seeing a walkthrough of the deck, I did do a walkthrough and the link is below. So let's get into your current energy. What is currently happening in love for group number 2? Ooh. What is currently happening in love for group number 2? What is currently happening in love for group number 2? Okay. Okay. So it looks like there is a transition that's happening right now, and one that I think has been quite painful. The first card that came out is the Five of Cups, and this is a card that's talking about pessimism, feeling defeated, feeling like there is a shadow hanging over you, feeling like you don't have any opportunities. The figure is looking at 3 cups that are spilled over. But this is also a card that is talking about the need to look at things from a different perspective, because there are 2 cups right behind this figure that are still full. And right now, I feel like you are in a position where you are starting to recognize that you have other opportunities around you, you know, that you are starting to think about your future. You're in a position where you're definitely taking time away. There has been an ending of a relationship, it looks like, or at least you are reevaluating things, trying to decide whether you want to move forward with the relationship you're currently in or whether you want to end it. The Two of Wands is talking about looking into the future, planning for the future. This figure is looking out across the water and holding the globe, which is indicative of our physical life, planning for the future. And then the Lovers came out, so talking about that divine union. But the cards that I think are representing the energy that you're currently in are the Four of Swords and the Hermit, which are both cards talking about withdrawing. The Hermit is talking about withdrawing, taking time on your own to do introspection, reconnect with who you are, connect with your own spirit team, your spirit guides, your intuition, getting those insights, and doing that through rest, relaxation, and meditation. Now, if you're not currently taking that time out to recuperate, it's being highly recommended that you disengage from any kind of conflict. The Five of Wands is talking about petty battles and conflicts. And allow yourself to start reevaluating what you want for your future. You are in the process of going through a spiritual awakening. The Judgment card is talking about a inner calling, basically. It's like Spirit has stepped into your life and shown you a new path. But that new path might require that you let go of some of the attachments that you have currently or you had in the past. And when I say attachments, it could be attachments to people, places, or things. So I'm going to get some clarifiers because I'd really like to know some more information on the Lovers and the Five of Wands. So let's see, what can Spirit tell me about the Lovers? What can my guides tell me about the, too many cards. What can my guides tell me about the meaning of the Lovers, please? What can you tell me about the Lovers? Okay, Knight of Wands, okay. And then the Five of Wands, can you please clarify the Five of Wands? Okay, Nine of Wands. Oftentimes I don't necessarily look at the bottom of the deck, but I was just instructed to look at the bottom of the deck. Nine of Wands, Wounded Warriors. So that is definitely the energy that you're in. Okay. 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 All right. So to clarify the Lovers, I received the Knight of Wands and the King of Cups. So this is definitely talking about a relationship between two people that actually have very different perspectives on things, very different needs. And they are at different points on the same path. They are working through spiritual lessons. We're all here to learn lessons and grow. We have soul contracts, these partnerships with various people throughout our life to help us to work through those lessons. And from the looks of it, it looks like you are currently in a relationship and you are really having a lot of internal battles as a result of dissatisfaction within your relationship. And I think that at some point, the two of you were totally on the same page. You blended together perfectly. But at some point, there seems to have been a disconnection. And I think it's because you seem to be a very empathetic, intuitively minded person. I believe that you are the King of Cups. And I believe your partner is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is very action-oriented energy. It is representing a person who can still be very grounded in the physical. They want to get out there and make things happen, and they don't connect as strongly with their emotional body. They're more of a doer rather than, you know, somebody who wants to sit down and talk about how they're feeling or thinking. And they also have limited experience with connecting on an emotional level, right? This is an earlier energy, you know, on our evolution, we go through different stages, and this would be somebody who is still working through early life lessons. And that doesn't mean that they aren't, you know, a mature person, or they're not, you know, trustworthy, or they're not accomplished. It's just that they haven't quite evolved to the same level as you when it comes to talking about feelings and meeting somebody else's needs. And it's really revealing cracks in the relationship for you. You know, see the value that this person has. You have a history with them. You've built a life together. But ultimately, you're still feeling like there's something missing. And your guides want you to know that it's okay. It's okay to let go of a person that you care about deeply, even though the relationship at face value seems to be working. Because there are great things ahead for you and great things ahead for this other person, your partner. And you two are not necessarily on the same path, walking towards the same goals. And that's okay. You know, it's okay for us to recognize that and with love be able to release somebody. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be forever, but it might be. It might be. To clarify the Five of Wands, you got the Queen of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and then the Chariot in reverse. So this is definitely talking about you are very conflicted because I believe that you are speaking your truth. The Queen of Wands is very direct. She is a master communicator. And you are being very direct with this Knight of Wands about what you need emotionally. You need there to be balance. I feel like there's a disconnect with the balancing of responsibilities within the household. And you are feeling like you can't move forward. The Chariot in the upright is talking about being able to move forward with action and determination with balanced energies. There is a reason why there are the Sphinx and the Egyptian headpiece with the black and white stripes is talking about that balancing of energies of the upper and lower world, the physical and the emotional or the spiritual. So you are feeling like your needs are not being met. I think materially you are spending more energy, possibly more resources than your partner, and you need it to be balanced, but that isn't happening. And you are being told that it's time now for you to move forward and to go your own way, right? Because the whole point of this energy is leading you to the end of a cycle, the completion of a cycle. So let's get a couple more cards that can tell us a little bit more about what advice Spirit has for you, because we know the energy that you're in right now is one of standstill. You don't know how to move forward. You're feeling like you're being selfish is the word that I just got. You're not being selfish. Absolutely not. It is okay for you to have needs and to be firm in your boundaries, that you have expectations of another person, and if they don't meet those expectations, then you two need to decide whether you are either going to come up with a contingency plan so you both can be satisfied in the relationship, or you need to go your own way. And there's nothing wrong with that. People come in and out of our life to help us work out these issues, to help us learn these lessons, to help us realize that, you know, we don't have to hang on so tightly. Sometimes we have to make space for new energies to come in, new opportunities, and things to shift and change. So I am going to pull some cards from this deck. What does group number 2 need to do to move out of this energy and into a new cycle? What does group number 2 need to do to move out of this energy? Yeah. And into a new cycle. Okay. Okay, so the first card that came out is stuck energy, which is exactly what I've been feeling with this, especially with this Chariot in reverse. Then you got great gratitude, peace, taking steps, and healing light. Okay. So I feel like this is sort of reiterating what I've been talking about up to this point. You are in a position where there's stuck energy because I feel like you are trying to figure out some way that you can motivate your partner to kind of match your energy, your output. But unfortunately, sometimes we partner with somebody so that we can be an example to them, and then they go their own way and continue to evolve. You've already evolved to the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords energy. And your next steps will be working towards integrating the King of Swords and then the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands, and continue to evolve and evolve and evolve until you become the Empress and then the Emperor and so on and so forth. But your partner is still working towards building his toolkit in the energy of the Knights. So you two are basically in two different vibrations. You're in on two different paths right now. And recognizing your partner's limitations and having gratitude for the time that you spend together and the experiences and the love that you shared and the joy that you had together and the life that you built together. Having gratitude for that and being willing to be at peace with that. So you've got great gratitude, right? And then you at peace. There's two swans on this card. Swans do mate for life, and we do have lifetime soul bonds with these people because we are infinite beings. We live forever. We are in a constant cycle of rebirth through reincarnation. Even if somebody leaves your life now, that's only this version of themselves that's walking out of your life. And then when you transition to the other side, you will be reintroduced to that soul, but the full version of that soul, their higher self, and then you'll write a new story together where you're going to play different roles. You know, this woman is at a distance watching this play out. This is your higher self watching this union play out, and you're being encouraged to take steps to walk your own path towards your own kingdom, towards your palace, and heal yourself. And that is likely going to take different forms for the two of you. A Knight of Wands needs to go through different lessons than a King of Cups. And recognizing that having love will make your healing journey much easier. Now this card with this figure holding the globe, really reminiscent of this Two of Wands card, that where you're looking towards the future, planning, figuring out what you want out of a relationship, out of any kind of union. I mean, the roles that we ascribe to a love partner and the boundaries or the expectations that we have for a love partner should also be mirrored in all of our friendships as well. You know, we need to honor ourselves. But this is also making me think of energy healing and Reiki. So, you know, this might be a situation where possibly getting an energy healing, removing blockages out of your chakras, maybe getting a cord cutting done, can really help you to sort of sever the low vibrational energy and release the guilt that we have. If anyone is interested in working with me, I'm also a Reiki master, and I do cord cuttings in all of my energetic healings. You can find more information about that on my website, but there's plenty of fabulous energy healers of different modalities out there. And if that's something that you would be interested in, the Hermit also is like got that glowing energy, really making me think of energy healing. You might want to find someone in your area if you wanted to do an in-person session, because I only do distance healing. But energy is not bound by time or space, so distance healing is just as effective, if not more effective, than in-person healing. But I would highly recommend that, or even possibly doing a grounding meditation. There's plenty of them on YouTube where you can imagine roots growing out of your root chakra, which is at the base of your spine, and just imagine all of that pain and anger and any of the negative feelings that you've been experiencing, the regret, just came to me. Filtering out of your system and into the earth, because the earth is very healing. It can transmute energies that are negative and change them into positive energy. The earth is constantly breathing, just like the trees transfer carbon dioxide and process that into oxygen for us. The earth can also help with our low and high vibrations. So getting out in nature as well can be very transformative. That really resonates for me. The Great Gratitude also partnered with the lovers. They were placed right on top of each other. Getting out in nature can really help clear your mind. And when you're able to sort of transition and divorce yourself from the expectations that you have of yourself, you know, the expectations that you feel like you need to walk this path with somebody forever because you made a vow to them. Once you are able to accept that just because you're at a distance from them or you're not their love partner anymore doesn't mean that you aren't helping them. Like anytime you play a role in anyone's life, you continue to energetically help them. Everything that they experience with you is part of their toolkit they will continue to build on, but that person might need a new teacher, as you do. You are now ready to transition into a new phase of your life where you likely are going to have to be alone for a little bit. And then when you are ready and you emerge, you know that when you emerge through your spiritual awakening and you are embodying entirely the gratitude you have for every experience you have, then you will come into union with a new love. So let's get a couple final cards. I'd really like to know what your future love relationship will be like. What is the energy going to be like once you finally come into union with your true love? What will that relationship be like? Can I please get a couple of cards that will tell me about what the true love relationship will be like for group number 2? What will group number 2's true love relationship be like? Oh, you've got 3 cards. Oh, they told me again to look at the bottom of the deck. You got the dreams card. This is the relationship of your dreams. This is everything that you've been waiting for. Oh, you got tons of cards. Wow. Oh my God. This is good. This is really good. Clarity. You're going to have absolute clarity over everything that's occurring in your external world, but really get in tune with your inner voice, your inner eye, your intuition. You're going to have clarity on what you want, who you are, where you want your life to go, what kind of partner you want. And you're going to be intuitively guided to this person, this love relationship, this true love, by your spirit team. You've got the spirit guide card. So you are a very intuitive person. You have psychic gifts that I think have already been guiding you down a certain path. Now, you also got protection. You are completely protected. This is also the card in this particular spellcaster deck that talks about Mother Earth and Gaia. She is depicted here holding the earth. So you also got fertility. So if you are hoping to start a family, if you are worried that if you leave this relationship, you will never be a mom or you'll never be a dad, false. Absolutely not true. You got 2 cards here. I mean, this is like constant. Like this circular shape, this crystal ball, making me think of a pregnant belly. There's also these circle shapes that come into this infinity symbol, balance, complete balance, and then the fertility card and protection. You are protected. You will have the life of your dreams. You are going to be able to be a parent if that's something that you want. This could be also just talking about you having the ultimate abundance, you know, having all those creature comforts that you've always wanted in life. I think that you are going to get much more in tune with nature. I'm seeing like somebody gardening. I'm also seeing somebody just walking in a park. Jogging just came forward. Walking a dog, jogging, walking a dog. Being in a park, a large park, something about, I mean, when I say a large park, it's, you know, transfer that to whatever the largest park in your area is. It feels, it could be a provincial park, but it feels like when you come into union or you meet this true love, it's gonna be like a meet cute is what they just said. So like, it's like you're gonna just run into each other in a park is what I'm getting. Now, you might be part of some sort of like sports team or something. Like maybe you're in part of a running group. Maybe you're part of like a softball team and you meet in a particular park. Maybe you really like to hike. Maybe you like to cycle. I don't know, but it has something to do with nature for sure. Maybe you are plant trees. Maybe you're part of a community garden. It has something to do with that. This person that is your true love is interested in magic too. That just came forward for somebody. Your divine counterpart is interested in magic. So earth magic, herbalism maybe? So that's really interesting. So you have such an abundant future waiting for you. You just have to have faith and trust that everything is going to work out in your favor. And don't feel like if you walk away from this particular relationship you're in now, that was your last opportunity for love, because you won't feel that way. And I just got in a year. You won't feel that way in a year from now. You could potentially even be in union with this other person. And I still am getting this strong feeling like if you are with this person because you feel like this might be your last opportunity to be a parent, that is absolutely not the case. Absolutely not the case. And I think that if you give room for the new energy, they will quickly come into, and I just heard a pop from one of my lights. You will quickly come into union much faster than you actually think. You will meet them, and it's going to be a very balanced relationship. It's going to be everything that you've been asking for from your current partner that they are not able to give you. It's not a matter of them not wanting to. Some of them might not want to, but they don't want to because they don't know how. And there's so many life lessons that they need to learn in between this point and when they're going to be able to do it, that you would end up feeling so much resentment that you would end up closing doors to other like opportunities for yourself. So have faith, because like honestly, you are so close to ending a painful cycle, having the life of your dreams full of gratitude and clarity, and it's all divinely orchestrated. It's all going to come together, and you're going to have the love that you've always dreamed of. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. It was so amazing walking you through these cards. Like, I feel so, you know, optimistic and positive about the future for you. It's just like positive on top of positive. If anyone's interested in working with me and with like a one-on-one reading, you can go to my website, odessamull.com. The link is below. I do all of my bookings through my online platform. I don't book through any other resources. You would have to go to my website. And if you're interested in following me on any of my other social media channels, I would love that. That would be amazing. There's different content on each platform. And please like and subscribe. I would love to see you guys in the next reading, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this video. It was great to connect, and I look forward to the next one. Take care. Hi, group number 3. I have your card here. This is the card that you selected for your pile. This is a card that's going to tell me a little bit about what love lesson you're learning currently, what's going on in your love life, and what you need to be doing to move into alignment with your true love. So let's see what it is. The 6 of Swords. So this is a card that is talking about transitions. It's talking about releasing baggage and a rite of passage. So you're moving from one phase into a new phase. It can often talk about graduations as well. So let's see what's currently going on in your love life. I'm going to be working with my new favorite deck. This is the Moon Baby deck. It was released officially about a month ago. I think I received it. I was really lucky and I was able to get in on the Kickstarter for this in April, and I'm totally in love with it. It's an amazing deck. It is a new version of a 1972 deck called the Hoi Polloi. And it has updated colors, a new font that's true to the 70s, but a little more contemporary. And I love it. If you're interested in seeing more about this deck, I did do a walkthrough, so you can check that out in the link below. So let's find out what is currently taking place in Group 3's love life. What is currently taking place in Group 3's love life? What can you tell me about group number 3's love life? Okay. Okay, so it does look to me as if you might currently be in a relationship. I just heard situationship. So you might be currently dating somebody where you're hoping that it's going to turn into more, but unfortunately it feels like the other person that you are interested in is totally distracted by, you know, their own, like, I just keep hearing needs. They're distracted by like what they need and want out of a situation. You got the Lovers. So this is definitely talking about you wanting to be in this divine partnership, balanced relationship, looking for love, wanting there to be some sort of guidance from spirit. But what concerns me is that the 3 of Pentacles came out with the 7 of Swords. Now the 3 of Pentacles is talking about skill development and like teamwork. But with this 7 of Swords, because this card is talking about betrayal and deception, getting away with something, these two together make me feel like there is something going on behind your back. To be perfectly honest, it really feels like the person that you're interested in, possibly some of you are in relationships with this person, some of you are married to this person, and they are carrying on behind the scenes with somebody else. I don't know if it's a relationship. I'm getting the feeling like it is a situation where like they are using like dating apps, or like the other person, unfortunately, needs attention from other people in order to feel like they're good enough. And I think that you have seen patterns of this before. I think that even like when you first started coming together, and I'm specifically talking to the people right now that are like in a committed relationship with this person, that there was a lot of back and forth, ups and downs, and it was like you really had to like go through it to like get this person to like commit or like, you know, move forward in any kind of stable way with the relationship. And you thought, oh, well, they just had cold feet. It's like, they didn't just have cold feet. Like, yeah, that was part of it, but it's also a matter of the fact that this person seems to be in their shadow, meaning that they are seeking fulfillment and validation from external sources. They are not working towards unity and partnership and deep connection with their higher self. They are seeking physical fulfillment through, there could even be potentially like addiction issues. It might not just be infidelity, but that is definitely coming through very strongly. And like, it's possible that you're not with this person anymore. The infidelity might have been revealed to you. I just keep seeing a phone and it keeps like blinking. It's like a text message is coming through, and it's like you saw something on a phone, or somebody made a mistake, like they sent the wrong message to you, like they meant to send something to someone else and they sent it to you, or the other person came forward and they like told you what was going on, you know, like just popped up in your DMs, basically, is the energy I'm getting for some of you. And this realization that the person that you thought you were going to have this divine partnership was actually totally not trustworthy is going to be the catalyst that actually frees you, takes you out of this energy of deception and putting yourself last. That's what I keep getting. Putting yourself last, believing, I feel like there's gaslighting involved in this situation. Like you were already getting feelings about this situation, like knowing that that something was off, that this person wasn't being honest with you, and you would call them out on it, and then they would tell you you're crazy, you're imagining things, you're jealous, you're just like, you just, you know, are looking for reasons to get upset. Absolutely not. That is not true. You are spot on, my friend. You knew exactly what was going on, and you can kind of tell when you are on the right track, because if a person is caught in a lie and they get super defensive, that's kind of a tell, you know? Like a person who is legitimately not in the wrong, who truly cares about you and wants to make things work, isn't gonna like fly off the handle or storm out or, you know, be cruel or withholding. I'm getting a lot of like passive aggressive behavior. They will not do that. They will sit down with you and respectfully and calmly discuss the issue with you so that your fears can be appeased. There is a reason why you were suspicious about this. And it's because your intuition, your guides were telling you this person isn't trustworthy. And the only defense that this person had was to question your sanity. If they can get you to think that you are crazy or overreacting, then they have power again. And it's probably been a repeating cycle. You've probably had more than one relationship where somebody did stuff like this, like probably presented in different ways, you know, like manipulators learn different skills over their life and they will use what works for you, right? But I mean, even before dating, you might have had people in your childhood, like either friends or family members, where they also really questioned your perceptions and told you that what you were feeling and thinking wasn't accurate. And again, it's just because they didn't want to be held accountable for the decisions that they had made. It wasn't because you were wrong. You were right. You were completely right. The Eight of Wands is talking about fast-paced change into alignment. You were getting messages from Source. The Fool is the beginning of a cycle. It's like the start of your spiritual awakening, but the power of the Fool is that the Fool really listens to their intuition. They are having faith in their guides, they have faith in Source, and they are following their heart so that they can walk the path of least resistance. So you have been doing that, and sometimes the intuitive information that you receive, you know, those gut impulses are positive things. Sometimes they are negative, but ultimately the information that you are getting is bringing you into alignment, because the alignment that you seek so that you can find your divine counterpart, your true love, is not in this energy. It is a process of moving away from this, rejecting this, seeing your own power and your own worth. So let's get more into this. Can my guides and angels please elaborate on this situation? Can you tell me more about the Seven of Swords? And please tell me more about the Seven of Swords. What else can you tell me about the Seven of Swords? All right, so yeah, truth definitely came forward for you. You got the Ace of Swords. So this is talking all about communication, new ways of communicating, but truth and secrets being revealed is what I'm getting with this card. So whatever was going on over here with this Seven of Swords individual, it was revealed to you, and you ended up feeling very battered. We've got the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior. You felt like you had to put your boundaries up and have them strong and firm, and gather your strength again. The Strength card is talking about, obviously, strength, about having your own internal strength. It's also a life lesson where we are learning to utilize our skills of persuasion. I think that you are a very insightful person. I think that you've been in conflicts with people and in relationships where they tend to like question you and batter you. That's what I'm getting, like verbally battering you to the point where you feel really flustered and it's like you can't articulate your thoughts. But in reality, your higher self, all of the experience that you've had over multiple lifetimes, has actually given you the ability to very coolly and calmly express yourself. But you're not speaking with people that are emotionally mature enough to be able to even handle a mature conversation, and it doesn't matter whether these people are older than you. Everyone is at a different point in their soul's evolution. So even if we meet somebody who is much older than us, on a soul level, as far as experience goes, they might actually be much younger than you. You might have had more experience on a soul level dealing with the issues that you face with that individual. Likewise, you can meet children that are so wise and have so much inner knowledge, and it's because they're old souls and they've been there, done that, you know? So you actually have wonderful skills of persuasion, and this Strength card can also really talk about having the ability to see past the facade, to find your strengths based on who you are in your heart, and not what you look like or what you own, none of the ego stuff. Now, in today's society, we are really driven by the material world. We are even taught that that should be more important than anything else. I think that through this experience over the last 2 years with COVID, that is being questioned now more than ever, which is amazing. And that's part of this lesson. You know, this person that was deceptive towards you and treated you badly, I get the feeling that they were very good looking and very charismatic and probably accomplished and fun and interesting to be around, but ultimately they are not able to give love in a balanced way back to another person. It's like a bucket with a hole in it. You know, you just keep filling it up and filling it up and filling it up, but it keeps draining out the bottom. You know, until this person patches that hole, there's nothing you can do to ever make them feel full. It will just continue to drain away. We all have to take ownership of our own weaknesses, our own trauma, face it and release it. It doesn't mean we have to relive it, but we are responsible for our own personal development. It doesn't matter how much we want to help somebody else. If they don't want to help themselves, there's really nothing you can do. And I think that you're getting to that point where you're starting to understand that. I think that you've also dealt with quite a few people in the past that really were working on themselves. They were at like early stages of development. You've got the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups out here. Now, this could be indicating that when you first encountered this person that you were in union with, that you were sort of equally matched. You know, the Page of Swords is talking about somebody who is working on their communication skills. They're very direct with their feelings and thoughts, but not necessarily compassionate about others or diplomatic in how they express themselves. And then the Page of Cups is somebody who is very romantic, very intuitive. Now, this could easily be two people that came into your life or are circulating around you at this time that, you know, maybe one is more analytical, and alpha male is kind of like the energy I'm getting. It doesn't have to be a male. We all have feminine and masculine energies within us at play at all times. But the energy of the Page of Swords would be more of that like assertive male energy. And then the Page of Cups, the cups typically connect more with the emotional body, which is connected with the divine feminine. So these could be two different types of men that are sort of around you, or women, two people that are around you that are very, very different, that are both vying for your attention. This could also be indicating for some of you that potentially you are more empathetic, maybe even an empath, whereas your partner was more analytical, factual based, very black and white thinking, in some cases maybe even potentially narcissistic, because it's going to be on a scale. You know, there's a lot of different people watching, so there'll be a range of different personalities at play. But regardless, these energies really are not mature enough to be able to create this balanced union that you are seeking, that came out right at the very beginning. And you have again been encouraged to move away in a balanced way. The Chariot is talking about fast-paced movement, but one where all of the energies are balanced. You know who you are. You have strength and confidence in that. You are okay with all aspects of yourself. You are accepting of what has happened, and you are going to charge forward towards what you want and need out of life. So let's keep going, because I feel like there's a more to be said around the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups. What can my guides tell me about the Page of Swords? Who is the Page of Swords? And who's the Page of Swords? Okay. Whoa. Okay. And who is the Page of Cups? Can you tell me about the Page of Cups? Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So, for the Page of Swords, the Six of Wands came out, which is a card talking about victory, and the Sun, which is the happiest card in the tarot. This is all about positivity and success, but also the Two of Swords, which is talking about having to make a very difficult decision, being at a standstill, really. And then for the Page of Cups, you received the Six of Cups, which is talking about nostalgia. This can be referring to somebody coming back from the past. This could be possibly even an ex, someone you had history with. Then the Five of Swords. So this is talking about petty battles and winning at all costs. And then also the Nine of Pentacles, which is talking about abundance and luxury. The Nine of Pentacles can also talk about a woman who is very grounded with the earth and nature. So it really does seem like you've got two different people here at play, and you can't decide between the two of them. One person, the Page of Cups, is definitely someone who you knew in the past that I think you feel like you have the potential to have great abundance with. This card, the Nine of Pentacles, could also be referring to how you feel when you're with this person. The Page of Cups might be telling you that you are so beautiful and abundant and they've never met anyone like you before. But what's causing you to question whether you should step towards this person is the past history, and that being one that was difficult. There was conflict, and this person possibly in the past did have the personality that caused them to want to fight, wanted them to be right. They had something to prove. But my intuition is telling me that this person is about to go through a transition and a change. So we'll get into that in a second. Whereas the Page of Swords, I think, is someone who is very successful. They've accomplished a lot. That's what the Six of Wands is talking about. They've had a lot of victory in their life. They're a very happy, positive person, but you're still not sure. You're still being torn between this past person and this current person. I think it's because you are more of an empathetic person. You do want to be able to talk about your emotions, and the Page of Swords can be so analytical that they just don't open up in a like emotional way, you know, like they just don't let people in to see that, and you're like, I don't know if I want to deal with that because I've already been with that, and the person had a whole other life and was totally not ready to commit to me at all. Whereas the person that, the Page of Cups, who is more open with his emotions, hurt you in the past. So let's see what Spirit is going to suggest. What do your guides suggest that you do? How should group number 3 approach the Page of Swords? What does group number 3 need to do about the Page of Swords? Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, wow, wow. And we've got a card down here. All right, let's see. What does group number 3 need to do? Or how should they approach the Page of Cups? Oh boy. Okay, we got lots of cards. Let's get into this. All right, okay. So, I am going to start with the Page of Cups. You got a number of cards here that are definitely indicating that the Page of Cups is actually going to end up being a repeat of the energy that you've already experienced. All of this heartbreak, pain, deception. That this is actually what I would refer to as a test from the universe. They are testing to see if you are going to continue on the same path that you've always been on. And not because you wanted to be there, it's because you didn't know how to get off of that treadmill. You didn't know that there was another option. Or are you going to take the new information that you're getting, not only from me, probably from other readers, as well as your own intuition, and choose something better for yourself? The cards that came out in reference to the Page of Cups are hidden motivations. So this is very, very similar to the Seven of Swords. This is talking about somebody who has an ulterior motive. They are not being honest about who they are. Fragmented energy. This person is not whole. They have not healed their trauma. And we all have trauma. There's nothing wrong with that. But it is a problem when it is the ruling energy within that person. When they make egoic decisions that hurt you because they aren't, unfortunately, brave enough to face their own pain. You can't fix them. You can only look at your own trauma and move through that. You can't do the work for somebody else. Fear. I believe that their motivations and this fragmented energy is largely being ruled because of their own fear. Fear from the past. Maybe their parents were divorced. Maybe they came from a broken home. Maybe they had a spouse in the past that cheated on them. Maybe there was some other trauma that existed in their earlier life that they have held onto that has been sort of the inspiration for their poor choices at this stage of the game. But everyone goes through trauma. And we go through trauma because we learn the most from the pain. And by releasing this person and allowing them space, they will inevitably have to reflect on what they have done. And karmically, these things come around full circle. You might not be there to be able to witness it happening, but I guarantee behind closed doors, this person will be suffering. Honestly, they already are suffering, but that doesn't make it okay for them to cause suffering in your life. They need to learn how to work through their own fears and take action towards healing. And you are being guided to take steps away from this energy. Take steps actually towards the Page of Swords, because you got the loving woman and the honoring path. The honoring path is like the star card in the traditional tarot. This is wish fulfillment. This is being validated and honored for who you are. This, I believe, could very well be your true love that's coming to you behind a veil, because you can't see things clearly yet, because you haven't completely moved through the Six of Swords and released the old cycle. But when you do, you will be able to see the Page of Swords for who they truly are. So let's get a couple more cards. What I would like to know is who the Page of Swords is. If group number 3 got into union or had a relationship with the Page of Swords, what would the relationship be like? Who is this person? What can my guides and angels tell me about the Page of Swords? Who are they? Okay. So, let's see. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay. So the first card that came out is boundaries. What is coming across as sort of coldness or detachment is actually this person's boundaries. They have learned their own value based on their own past experiences, and they have learned how to honor themselves. That lesson that you're learning right now, and they have boundaries. They know that they might not articulate it this way, but they know in their heart that if they are meant to be with someone, if someone comes into their life and it truly is a match made in heaven, then they don't need to rush. They don't need to rush any of the progress in the relationship. They can take their time with that, because ultimately what is meant for them will always find them. And if you can have faith that the universe is working towards your ultimate success and your ultimate joy, and that everything that's happened in your life was all leading you towards healing and renewal and helping you to get into alignment with a path that would bring you to a partner that truly appreciated you, you will be able to take your time, and boundaries won't feel like barriers. They will feel like respect. And you'll be able to put up your own healthy boundaries and not feel threatened, like if you put up a boundary, the person will disappear, which intuitively I'm feeling like that's happened to you in the past. When a person fights you on your boundaries, it's because your boundaries are inconvenient to them. And I promise you that's not a person that you want in your life. The relationship with this person will be one of peace. This is a very peaceful, grounded person. This angel is surrounded by doves, a symbol for peace, and she's glowing like a halo around her crown. That's our crown chakra connects us to our higher self. So this person knows who they are and what they want. And then you've got the card animals. And this is a symbol to me that they are really connected to nature and who they are, that they also understand how to work really intuitively with the energies around them, that they're not fighting and in conflict with people. They are easy to be around, and you might also be getting synchronicities about this person through nature or through animals. I would definitely pay attention to how animals react around each of these individuals. Like, I think you're going to start to see signs around you, in nature especially, that indicate that the Page of Swords is the right person for your path right now. So let's get 1 or 2 final cards. I just want to know, basically, what your future relationship would be like with this person. What would group number 3's future relationship be like if they partner with the Page of Swords? They want me to rephrase it. What will your future relationship be like with your true love? Okay. Wonderful. Oh, this is fantastic. Oh my God. Okay, so you got, oh boy, you got a lot of cards. Okay, so the first card that came out is great gratitude. You are going to have so much gratitude for everything that you've already experienced, all of the lessons that you've learned, even the hard ones, because like I said, we learn the most from the pain. If everything was perfect all the time, we would never be motivated to change anything. And unfortunately, those painful memories do seem to resonate with us and stick with us longer. You know, if you think back to all the most joyful experiences in your life, those memories are kind of foggy, but the painful ones, it's like it happened yesterday. You have those memories playing out in your mind, and they are that sensitive still because you still need to release them. And at some point soon you will be able to, and you'll have gratitude for those experiences. And you will feel like you have met a very supportive person. They will be a complete pillar in your life. They are going to help you to evolve into the full embodiment of your higher self. You know, this is a true partnership where they are eagerly walking this path with you and helping you to step into your authentic truth. They're going to bring out more creativity within you so that you can birth new ideas and creations into your life. And that could be any number of things. That could be revisiting things from the past, like hobbies and talents that you had in the past that maybe you drifted away from. This could be like connecting with things that you didn't even know you had aptitudes with. Like I've said before, we've all lived multiple lives. During those lives, we worked on different skill sets. You have latent skills that you just need to pull forward, which I'll be talking about in other readings. So keep an eye out for that. This person is going to be a teacher to you, but you likewise will be helping them as well. You'll be teaching each other. And ultimately, the most important facet of your relationship will be all of the fun and joy you bring to each other's life. So it's going to be way, way better than anything you have experienced up to this point. And I can't guarantee that it is the Page of Swords, but I know that the Page of Swords is definitely important on leading you into alignment so that you finally can meet your true love. But this Page of Cups is really a wolf in sheep's clothing. I would definitely stay away from that. Close out that cycle, release the baggage, start to reconnect with who you are, reframe what's happened to you in the past, start thinking about it in a different way, open yourself up to your own gifts, hold on to what your intuition is telling you, and you are going to find so much peace and love and support in the future. You're really going to be fulfilled. It's really going to be amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. It was such a pleasure doing this for you. What an incredible story. If anyone is interested in having a personalized reading, a one-on-one with me, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. The link is below. All of my services are listed there. My tarot card readings, my spiritual coaching, I also do psychic mediumship and Reiki. All booking is done through my website. I don't book through any other platform. But if you do want to follow me on any of my other social channels, that would be amazing. I'm going to be offering different content on each platform. And if you could like and subscribe to this video and my channel, that would be amazing. I would love to see you guys in the next video. So I hope you have a fantastic day or night whenever you're watching this. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Take care.